Hey everybody, Dowson S here. In this video, we're going to talk about what is body fluency. This is actually a double entendre because I try to be clever. I'm referring to two things when I use this term. First, a physical property of your muscular skeletal system. Second, a mental skill that can be trained with the right process. So let's take a look first at the physical property, what I call physical body fluency. So in essence, the musculoskeletal system is a flow network. What is a flow network? It's best to understand it by way of analogy of other flow networks. For example, in the city you're in right now, there will be a traffic flow network. And in networks, we have nodes and links. So the nodes of the traffic network are the intersections, and the links are the roads that meet in those intersections. And then traffic, or cars, is the thing that is flowing through that network of roads and intersections. I say traffic flow network. The other analogy we can use is of a water flow system. Think about the plumbing system in your house. You have links, which are the pipes that passage the water, and then those pipes come into junctions and connections, which are the nodes. And again, now water is the thing that is flowing through that network of pipes and junctions. Now bring it into the body. If that's a traffic flow network, this is a water flow network. The body is a tension flow network. All of our movement, my capacity to sit here and just be and talk to you right now, all of this is predicated on the flow of tension through the network of bones, which are the nodes, and fibers, which are the links. And these fibers, I mean muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascia. These soft tissue fibers are the roads, are the pipes that move tension through, like water or traffic, and then change in these different directions at the different junctions, at different intersections. But those intersections and junctions in the body are our bones. That is the best way to think of the human body. I'm not the first person to think of it this way. You might have heard things like tensegrity. You might have heard things like a integrated network, all these things. But no one really thinks about it in these ways, network. So now that we understand that everything is network-based, like everything else in the universe, let's talk about blockage and breakage. Again, using the metaphors, if we have the traffic network, you can have a bunch of trash pile up in the street, and then now traffic has to go around it, so it slows traffic. There's a blockage that slows down and restricts traffic. And then maybe it can get so bad that they have to come and block off the road. There's an accident, and then now that traffic is completely blocked, and this other road is now completely empty because cars are not able to pass through it. That's a breakage of the connection between road A and road B. Moving over to the plumbing system analogy, if I have a bunch of hair stuff clogging a pipe, water will not be able to flow through it so smoothly. And if a pipe breaks so that pipe A is no longer feeding water into pipe B, we have a breakage. So probably pipe A or pipe B, one of the two, or both, will go empty. The pressure will go down and there'll be no water in it. The same way there's no traffic in it. So let's port that over now to the human body or any body. When you have a blockage, that's typically in the form of fascia. In later videos, I'll kind of help you visualize what that looks like. But fascia is the most changeable soft tissue that we have in our body. And it'll adapt and evolve around and cover up parts that aren't being used properly, get dehydrated, and then block the flow of tension through that part. That might be like the top of your hamstrings, or in this part of your chest inserting into your humerus. There might be a blockage, so tension does not flow properly through that point. And then you will experience that as a restriction. And then what can happen as a result of that is that the geometry of your bones gets pulled out of whack, and therefore the tension is not able to flow at all from muscle A to muscle B. In the same way that the breakage occurred in the street, so traffic couldn't flow from street A to street B, or water can't flow from pipe A to pipe B. We have a breakage, a disconnection, and then now things can't go. And then the same way the pipe goes empty or the street goes empty, then tension can vacate your muscle and you'll have flaccid muscle tissue, and that you will experience as weakness. So when you're experiencing restriction, then you have blockage. When you're experiencing weakness and like limpness, you have a breakage. And all in all these things are bad. They increase your chance of experiencing injury and pain. So it's not good. This is how useful the network metaphor is to understand what's happening inside of our body. So when I say the word fluency, this is a word I'm trying to coin and put into popular usage. The fluency of any network refers to how smoothly and evenly things flow within it. So in a fluent traffic network, every single street has traffic on it, and no one's stopping and going and blocking. Things are flowing at the speed limit. Everyone's happy. In a plumbing system, water is filling every pipe and flowing through. There's no blockages, there's no breakages. The fluency is not a binary. Fluency is a spectrum. And the more fluent you are, the fewer blockages and breakages exist within that flow network. So in the body, we want to be more and more physically body fluent, which is to say, all the blockages and breakages that are currently within your body network right now, you want to reduce those because that will eliminate your pain and increase your performance. So this is physical body fluency. Now, let's talk about mental body fluency. But before we do, actually, I want to say that when it comes to fitness, what is fitness? People talk about functionality, they talk about strength, mobility, fluency. The single most important physical property of fitness is fluency. Everything you care about, strength, agility, mobility, power, speed, all these different variables, these are all functions of fluency, as I'll demonstrate in other videos. So if you just go to the source of the problem and improve your fluency, everything else you care about will improve. And I just mentioned the positive things like strength and mobility, but also the negative things like pain and restriction and poor posture. All of those things are also functions of physical body fluency. Physical body fluency is the central theme of fitness. Now, it's not the only thing. You also have to consider neuromuscular function as well as the actual quality of the tissue fiber, the muscle tissue fibers and the tendon fibers themselves. But even those are also downstream of fluency because they are modulated by it. So when it comes to our focus area, you want to focus on one thing in fitness: fluency. Fluency is fitness. Fluency is functionality. Okay? We'll talk about that more in later videos. But now I want to move on to mental body fluency. So let's go back to the analogy of the street network and the plumbing system. But now we're going to think about a person operating within those systems. First, we think about the master taxi driver. Imagine a guy who's been a taxi in the streets of London for 25 years. And you get into a cab with him and you say, hey, take me to Chamberlain Village, right? And no matter where you are in that city and no matter where you tell him to go, instantly he knows how to get there. He just starts driving, doesn't even think about it. It's all intuition. And then he comes up unexpectedly on a road closure. There's some festival going and he's like, okay, reroute, boop, and then changes route. So not only can he get anywhere in the city, he can get there from multiple different means because he's fluent in the system, in the traffic network of London. And to add to that, he can also utilize a map. A map is a technology that gives us a bird's eye view of the street network that we're in, and then that can enhance our capacity to navigate that network because now we can visualize it in a way that was not possible before. All right, so that's important. Think about that taxi driver with his intuitive, trained capacity to navigate the streets, as well as the technology of a map that allows him to do that even better because now he can visualize things. Look at the piping network. A master plumber. Similar to the taxi driver, he can bring out a schematic, a map of a network of, say, a building that he works at and find out and locate different problems. But what makes this plumber very unique is that he's been doing this for many, many years. So he just understands the way that a blockage occurring here affects the pressure and other parts of the system, and what he needs to go to release, which valves he need to release pressure from, what he needs to clean out, what he needs to fix. That, again, similar to the cab driver, he's able to just intuitively feel and navigate that system and use a map to visualize it. But what the cab driver can do is actually clear those traffic jams, unblock those roads. That's what the plumber can do. The plumber also has the capacity to affect change, to modify the network and improve and upgrade the network. So if we combine this master taxi driver and this master plumber, what we have are two mentally fluent individuals, and we can define their fluency as their capacity to visualize the network, navigate the network, and upgrade the network. Visualize, navigate, upgrade. This is what I'm defining as fluency, mental fluency. And bringing that to the body, imagine now that you had the capacity to visualize and feel and navigate through every single bone and muscle fiber in your body, every ligament, every tendon. You can feel all of it with high precision so that you can go in there and feel all the blockages, feel all the breakages, and then bring out your monkey wrench and do something about it. So that with your own autonomy and your own agency, you're able to upgrade your physical body fluency so that you can eliminate pain, so that you can improve your performance. When you go to the gym and do exercise, as distinct from playing a sport or doing an activity, just exercise. What is exercise? Exercise is the thing we do to improve our muscular skeletal system. And I'll have a separate video where I break down what I call 6 P's of exercise, which is pain, proneness to injury, posture, performance, both athletic and daily, physique, and psychology. These are the 6 P's that we're trying to improve when we go to the gym or exercise. And what I want to argue to you in a later video is that fluency is what matters for all of these. And when you're upgrading your physical body fluency, you're eliminating pain, you're minimizing your proneness to injury, you're perfecting and aligning your posture, you are optimizing your athletic performance, speed, agility, power, mobility, all these things. And you're also optimizing your physique. That has a subjective quality to it, but I believe there's also an objective appraisal of physique, and that is what naturally occurs when you have a fluent body. And then also your psychology. Your mood and everything is very deeply connected to the state of your musculoskeletal system. When you make it more fluent, there are massive psychological gains to be had from that as well. So I typically do not like to use metaphors of machines when describing humans or organic beings as ourselves. We can discuss that in a later video why I don't do that as a philosophical standpoint. But in this one time, I'll make an exception because it's such an effective way of communicating this very novel idea. Imagine you have a software, which is your mind, and a hardware, which is your body. And then I had this software application that I can install into your mind. And once you have this software installed into your mind, then you would be able to automatically and continuously upgrade and improve your hardware for better performance, more resilience, all the things you actually care about. That is what I have created, I'm continually developing, and the mission of this YouTube channel, of this greater project, is to figure out how to transmit and upload this software into your mind and into mind of every other human being from this point onward, because it is a very powerful software. I have used it to do amazing things, which I'll describe in other videos, but that is what we're here to do, to give you the mental body fluency so that you can develop your physical body fluency. So to finish up here, we'll summarize. The term body fluency is a double entendre referring to both a physical property and a mental skill. Physical body fluency is a measure of how well tension flows through your network of bones and soft tissue fibers. Mental body fluency is a measure of how well you can visualize, navigate, and upgrade your body network, as well as the body network of other people who you might be teaching or giving some kind of manual therapy to. Physical body fluency is the central principle of fitness, is what matters most. And Mental Body Fluency is the master software that you can install in your mind through training so that you can continually upgrade your hardware. And my mission is to develop this software and figure out how to get it installed in your mind, into the mind of your loved ones. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please post in the comment section. Later on, I'll make more videos where you can help you visualize these things more. But for now, I just want to give it to you raw in this brain dump. I hope you enjoyed it.